but this feels like we're sitting in McHale right now.
The opportunity for a lot of these fans to drive up north to Phoenix, see the Arizona Wildcats play in an NBA arena. They weren't going to pass that up.
Arizona wearing the home whites, even though this is a neutral site game. They use the air quotes. Inside, and the jump hook missed by Magoon Guath, and it goes out of bounds. It belongs to Arizona. Jaden Bradley, the senior, who began his college career at Alabama, brings it up. Pass deflected in the quick hands of Miles Bird. Bird on the drive had it poked away, and a foul called against the Wildcats.
Early on, you see the quick hands, the deflections for the Aztecs, something they've been doing for ages under Coach Dutch, getting a piece of the ball, getting out in transition.
First on Cohen Pete, 2 free throws for Miles Bird, the junior from Stockton, California. And he gets the roll in the first one, a 79% foul shooter for Bird. Bird averaging just under 10 points per game for San Diego State. Last year's second team All-Mountain West. And he hits both. The Aztecs are up 2-zip. San Diego State 6-3. Some impressive wins over Oregon already this year. Plus, they won their first conference game the other night against the Air Force Academy in San Diego. Their losses have been to Michigan, Baylor, and double overtime at home. They lost to Troy, and a foul in the post on Miles Heide of the Aztecs. Look at the starters for Tommy Lloyd across the bottom there for Arizona. Tommy Lloyd, his 5th season. 2022 National Coach of the Year. What a great run he has been on since taking over at Arizona after 21 years as Mark Few's right hand at Gonzaga. Here's a 3. Rattles out for Braden Burries, and the Aztecs clear it. Wildcats with 3 freshmen in the starting lineup. Pull-up jumper. And that one's short from San Diego State freshman LZ Harrington. But then Miles Heide missed, and the Cats cleared. Here they come. Jaden Bradley into the key. To the corner. Too strong for Braden Burries. Koa Pete on the offensive glass. And Arizona's first points of the night. Welcome those of you just joining us to Phoenix, along with Corey Williams and our ESPN crew. Roxy Bernstein with you as San Diego State with a 4-2 lead. In the early stages, a #1 unbeaten Arizona as Miles Heide with the lane. The Aztecs come in at 6-3, having won 3 straight. And Arizona 10-0. The Cats averaging 90 points per game. For Tommy Lloyd, their best start since they began 2021-22, 11-0. And Tommy Lloyd's team averaging 90 points per game. They're also 7th in the country at 53% from the field. An impressive offensive group, to say the least.
No question about it. Arizona definitely has played at a high level this entire non-conference schedule, but games like this, neutral sites, this is what they're used to.
Braden Burries with the bucket. And the freshman who's really been coming on double figures in each of the last 5 after one of the first 5 for Arizona. One of 3 freshmen in the starting lineup, along with Koa Pete and Ivan Kurchenkov, the freshman from Germany. Way out top, Elsie Harrington for the Aztecs. And the runner. And the rebound secured by Motievas Cribas. Spinning back middle. The tip, Pete cleans up Ivan Karchenkov miss.
And the story for Arizona all season has been their size and the way that they dominate the paint. And headed to the scorer's table is Toby Awaka coming in. Another presence in the paint for Arizona. They've just been really able to beat teams up.
Arizona is a plus 13 per game on the glass. The scoop, and Miles Bird gets to the bucket.
Bird, a sensational, talented player. You see the move right there. Good in the one-on-one. He's a guy that's going to have a great season for the Aztecs. Wants to have a big night tonight.
He was voted the Mountain West Conference preseason player of the year. After last year, he was second-team All-Mountain West, declared for the NBA draft, went through the process, but then went back to San Diego State. Chasing down the rebound, foul, and Jaden Bradley will get to the line for the Wildcats.
Right now for Arizona, it's about physicality in the paint, and no one is
fame. The inductees for 2025. In this doubleheader, part of that Hall of Fame series here in Phoenix. And Tommy Lloyd and the Wildcats, some of the offensive numbers, but Arizona, even though they're averaging 90 points per game, Corey, they're not doing in that traditional run and gun style. It's not like they shoot a ton of threes.
No, they don't shoot a ton of threes because, quite frankly, they haven't had to. Arizona feasts in the lane on two-point attempts, getting to the free throw line. The inside out does happen for them, but not a lot, as they've had great productivity from Cribas in the post. So, yeah, Arizona doesn't take a lot of threes, but they don't force you. Teams don't force them to take the three.
Jaden Bradley, an 84% foul shooter. Third year at Arizona after he played as a freshman. Was an all-SEC freshman team selection when he played at Alabama. And he gives Arizona their first lead of the night. Not only is Arizona scoring 90 points per game, but they also hand out 19 assists a game. They really share the ball, and it really is a free-flowing system. And this is more along the lines of Tommy Lloyd's first couple of years in Tucson, the offensive play. As the block shot out of bounds by the 7'2" Motievas Cribas.
You talk about the unselfish play. This is a dynamic game changer. Having Cribas on the floor this season for Arizona has given them that strength, that backbone in the paint. No easy buckets, as not a lot of players are used to trying to finish over a guy that tall.
He was limited to only 8 games last year because of a foot injury. And then Henry Vasar stepped into that role, and now Vasar playing for North Carolina. Here's a three, way off from Jeremiah Oaten. And here come the Wildcats. And block shot. Good anticipation from San Diego State. And Farrell Compton taken right back by Motievas Cribas.
That's outstanding defense by the Aztecs against Jaden Bradley. A play that he normally makes. They're able to rotate over and get a block. And at the other end, Arizona forcing the turnover.
Underneath, Cribas. Forced back out. Anthony Delorso, too strong on the three. And the offensive rebound by Ivan Karchenkov, and a fresh 20 for the Wildcats.
Cribas grimacing. Looks like he hurt his hand on the previous play.
And stepping on the sideline, Delorso a turnover. And it goes over to the Aztecs. It's crazy to think Arizona was picked to come in 4th in the Big 12 preseason media poll.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily agree with that. I had a lot to say to some of our colleagues at Media Day. But Arizona definitely a lot better than advertised. The expectations, that's always a motivator. But now that you're #1 in the country, where does the motivation come from?
Offensive rebound, Farrell Compton goes back up and will get to the line. 2 shots for San Diego State. Ryan Dutcher, overall his 27th season at San Diego State, went to San Diego with Steve Fisher. from Michigan, now in his 9th season as the head coach. They were the national runner-up a couple of years ago. Two-time Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year.
Had a great talk with him today, talking about his team. He really loves his guys. He loves what they're able to do, and talks about playing 11 guys because he gets something out of all of them, and that's their greatest weapon. They do play a number of players, but all those guys contribute. They got 4 or 5 guys that are all almost averaging a double figures in terms of scoring.
B.J. Davis, the steal, and a banked-in 3 by Jeremiah Odin.
Forcing the turnover with the pressure, converting to the 3. This is the ball the Aztecs want to play, keeping the pressure on Arizona.
San Diego State gets so much production from their bench. The lob over the top, Pete inside. Pete already with 6.
Great hands, great poise. Not a lot of guys his size can handle that pass in traffic and finish.
To Gorville, corner 3, too strong for B.J. Davis, who is the leading scorer for San Diego State, despite coming off the bench for the Aztecs. As they get 43 bench points per game, 2nd most in the country.
That is insane. To get 43 points from your bench, for any opposing team, you got to put together a complete scouting report on everybody.
The look jumper missed by Pete, and the rebound grab by the Aztecs. And here comes B.J. Davis. To the bucket, and the drop-in by B.J. Davis.
Beautiful move by B.J. Davis in the open court, Roxy. We talked about tempo at the beginning of the game. That's what they want to do. They want to run. They don't want to get into a half-court ground-and-pound game with Arizona.
Open is Jaden Bradley. Good look at a 3. Tobe Awaka on the offensive glass, and a tie-up, and the arrow stays with Arizona.
It starts with the defensive rebound, and right here, great move. Tween gets in the lane. Nobody's home. Easy 2 for the Aztecs.
Both teams 4 for 12 from the floor. And Arizona is 0 of 5 from 3. Anthony Del Orso from deep. 0 for 6 Arizona, but Tobe Awaka has a shot blocked. Offensive glass again, and Dwayne Aristotle. And the freshman from the Netherlands will go to the line. Boy, it is physical inside as we expected.
Yeah, and you can see the early pattern developing. The Aztecs are going to double in the paint and offer the 3, but when Arizona misses the 3, watch the bodies as Arizona just crashes. Tobe Awaka relentless, and then Aristotle collects one. Offensive rebounds, I believe Arizona already with 5 in the first opening minutes of this game.
First on Pharaoh Compton. Dwayne Aristotle, 5 of 8 from the line. Now 5 for 9 for the freshman. And more coming. Aristotle averaging about 17 minutes a game. International experience playing with the Netherlands, and he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
I can tell you, Roxy, Aristotle will be a star at Arizona. He has all the skills and gifts. Reminds me of a Rondé Hollis Jefferson type. Athleticism, can shoot the ball.
Great job in the corner by Reese Dixon Waters. Across the key, and it falls in. Reese Dixon Waters in his 6th season, 3 years at USC, and now his 3rd at San Diego State.
An experienced player, no butterflies, no hesitation, great scorer.
Offensive foul, and Pete picks up his 2nd with 11:39 left in the half. Arizona and San Diego State. Tough one in the desert. Which is big for Tommy Lloyd and the Wildcats.
He and Tommy Lloyd are irate because Koa is complaining to the officials that he was grabbed and pulled, and you can see clearly on this play, 2 hands in the back. He pulls Pete into him, sells it to the refs, and Pete in foul trouble for the 2nd time in as many games. Early fouls with 6 points, but won't be available for Arizona for quite a while now.
He has 6 of Arizona's 11. And that's a travel call against Magoon Guap with San Diego State. Guap, last year's Freshman of the Year in the Mountain West and the Defensive Player of the Year in the league. Coming off the knee injury and got a late start to the year because of it. You can see that Guap has the big brace on the right leg. Tobe Awaka, the front court. It's deflected out by the Aztecs.
Well, the Aztecs are all over everything, pressuring Arizona, getting pieces of the passes, trying to disrupt that offense. Doing a pretty good job so far.
They are active defensively, and we were talking to Brian Dutcher earlier today. He goes, look, we're not nearly where we want to be defensively, but he is confident they're going to get there. Too strong for Braden Burries, and the rebound Miles Heide for the Aztecs.
Arizona still hasn't connected on a three-point shot.
They're 0 for 7 from downtown. Just 4 for 15 overall from the floor, knocked down, and B.J. Davis will head to the line. First on Braden Burries. And B.J. Davis, a 95% foul shooter. Leading scorer in a lot like Tobe Awaka of Arizona. Corey, in terms of B.J. Davis started every game last year for San Diego State. And the 95% are missing. But they both were starters last year and have embraced this role of coming off the bench, which is not easy for an upperclassman, but they have handled it well and have embraced the role.
Yeah, and that's a combination of having good players who put the team first, but also having great coaches who can explain to guys, hey, it's not about who starts, it's about who plays the minutes and who finishes the game. And B.J. Davis, a guy who could start on most teams in the country, coming off the bench, contributing still getting minutes, still being an impact player.
One more for Davis. Played sparingly as a freshman last year, averaged 9 points per game, and now a junior leads the Aztecs, scoring over 13 a game.
I like this pressure from the Aztecs, making Arizona work. Even though it's just to bring the ball up, it just does wonders to change the tempo of the game.
Largest lead for San Diego State, taking on #1 Arizona. Cutting Burries. And couldn't get the shot to go, took it into traffic, and here comes Taj DeGorville for the Aztecs. Magoon Guap down low, backing his way in, and the jump hook by Guap, and the Aztecs are up 8.
Clear height disadvantage right there. He took his time, took advantage of the mismatch.
First points from Magoon Guap. Step back in the key, and it rolls in for Ivan Karchekov. First points for Karchekov. And this partisan Arizona crowd trying to get behind the Wildcats here. Reese Dixon Waters short on the 3. Otievis Krivas the rebound. Braden Burries, foul, and 1.
This is basketball 101. Keep the defender on your hip right there, straight up and down, a little bit of contact, presence of mind to get it off the glass. Roxy, he's been in absolute attack mode these last 3 games for Arizona.
Foul on B.J. Davis. Burries 68% from the line. And he gets the and 1 free throw. He has 5. And the lead is 3 for San Diego State. LZ Harrington drives. Drop step, Miles Heide, and he's clobbered. Tomorrow, more basketball on ESPN and the ESPN app. The second annual Invisalign Bay Area Women's Classic for the Chase Center in San Francisco, home of the Warriors and the Valkyries, and two great matchups. Two former conference rivals going at it. Oregon takes on Stanford. And then the nightcap has number 19, USC. Jazzy Davidson leading Lindsey Gottlieb's team against the California Golden Bears. Two good ones before the teams are off for the holiday break. San Francisco. Miles Heide hits both free throws, and the Aztecs are up 5.
San Diego State has done an outstanding job of matching the energy of this game, playing within themselves, not a lot of turnovers. On the defensive end, they've got to do a better job on the glass. Arizona killing them on the offensive glass early. But make no mistake, they're in attack mode, playing well. As you see the double team in the post right there.
They've gotten to the foul line 9 times already. 9 times? 9. Off balance. Tough shot, Jaden Bradley.
End of possession. There may not be a better guard in the country than Jaden Bradley, making magic happen when Arizona needs it most.
Miles Bird fades to the corner, and the rebound, Motievas Krivas for Arizona. Bradley on the crossover, and the ball goes out of bounds. And the officials are going to get together here. What a shot from Curry! In his bag, deep. Wembanyama, 360 layup.
Christmas is our day. We got ourselves another Christmas classic.
(21-18), San Diego State leading #1 Arizona. There is Bryce James, part of the great freshman class that Tommy Lloyd has assembled, son of LeBron James. We're in an NBA arena here, the home of the Phoenix Suns, for this neutral site game. San Diego State will say there's nothing neutral about this. Great environment here in downtown Phoenix.
Saw a lot of Aztec fans taking in the city earlier today at restaurants around. They're here, but everybody's in red, so you can't tell who's who.
Travel. Extra step in the corner by LZ Harrington. Fourth turnover by the Aztecs tonight. Neither team, they're building up their offenses, have found their offensive game tonight. San Diego State 6 of 17 from the field, but they are 8 for 9 from the foul line.
8 for 9 from the foul line. And at the other end, Arizona has not really taken advantage of the wide open threes that they've had. And you know that they're going to keep presenting that opportunity for Arizona in terms of how they're going to play defensively in the paint.
Second foul on Farrell Compton. Wildcats just 37% shooting to start the game. And 0 for 7 from 3. They are out rebounding the Aztecs, 13-10. The Cats have 7 offensive rebounds.
And that could pose a problem as the game wears on. But there you see the successful double team.
Miles Bird.
Right.
The defense, he ripped it right from Motievas Krivas.
They are playing with a lot more energy and intensity to start this game. Right here, the double down, get a deflection on the big fella, sloppy play, the steal. Krivas commits the foul out of frustration.
Miles Bird, who is such a good defender, now an illegal screen. And the offensive foul on Tay Simmons, the freshman for the Aztecs. 31-18, San Diego State. Arizona, who already has wins this year over Florida, UCLA, Auburn. They won at UConn, win over Alabama. Lob inside, and Kribas has it rim out. And the rebound, Tay Simmons for San Diego State. There's the impressive ranked non-conference wins, already 5 for #1 Arizona. And a foul will put Reese Dixon Waters in the strike. First on Anthony Del Orso.
And Rox, I think that schedule that you showed for the non-conference from Arizona, that's why people gave them the nudge over Michigan in terms of who should be #1. I think it was solely based on Arizona's played those teams. And Michigan has some good games as well, but not as many.
One more for Reese Dixon Waters. San Diego State, they've already played Michigan. Lost to them in Vegas. And now taking on Arizona here tonight. Reese Dixon Waters hits both free throws, and the Aztecs go back up 5.
Playing physical, getting to the free throw line. San Diego State doing a nice job early of controlling the tempo of this game.
It was deflected. That's why Jaden Bradley could go get it in the backcourt.
Well, they are intent on making Jaden Bradley work for everything the whole time he's on the floor.
Reed Burries, pull-up jumper. Somehow he got it to go. Window, circle the rim twice. Burries with 7. Jumper hits the side of the backboard for B.J. Davis. Arizona looks to attack. Pull-up jumper by Burries. And the rebound tip free to B.J. Davis. Here come the Aztecs. Davis pushes. Davis throws it up. Miles Heide on the offensive glass. Pinballed around and run down by U of A. Bradley had it knocked away. Last touch by L.Z. Harrington. It stays with Arizona, and they'll have it in the corner.
Burries on the penetration pull-up. You're going to see him use the entire basket on this one. Backboard and all of that rim. He finally gets it to go, but this is the shot he was missing early in the season. Now he's seen a few of them go in, and he's got a lot more confidence, a lot more aggressive as the season has gone by.
And talking to Tommy Lloyd and some of the Arizona coaches about Burries earlier today, and they said, look, it took him a little while to get up to the speed of the game at the college level. And for Burries, it came so easy for him in high school. McDonald's All-American. He was ranked 12th by Paul Biancardi, ESPN's national recruiting director, the ESPN Top 100. The first 5 games, and then after that, he kind of got his feet underneath him, and he's been brilliant the last 5.
Yeah, he went from looking a little lost against Florida to being absolutely outstanding against Alabama. So it's like he's matured so much in a matter of just a few weeks.
He had 28 in that game against Bama. Spinning inside, and it rattles out for Miles Heide. Tobe Awaka runs the floor, but he traveled.
Good vision by Jaden Bradley. Awaka made a nice grab, but just couldn't hold on without shuffling his feet. Arizona, not a lot of transition opportunities early on in this game.
8 turnovers now for Arizona. And San Diego State right now, even though they're up 3, they're just 1 for their last 8 from the field.
And right now, it's their defense that's holding them in. It's their defense, which is the reason they have the lead. Getting deflections, getting steals, trapping the post. They're very active.
Deep three, Reese Dixon Waters off the heel of the rim. And Braden Burries off the tip gets the rebound for the Wildcats. And a whistle off the ball and a foul on Tobe Awaka underneath. First on Awaka, and that's the 9th turnover committed by Arizona. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Kay, the official partner of Cup. All right, Kev, they're the offensive numbers, and they're not pretty for both sides. And San Diego State, though, will take it because they're up 3, inside 3.5 to go until halftime.
And San Diego State has no problem with the way this game's been played. They've been doing a great job of deflections and getting turnovers, and right there, pull-up jumper.
Reese Dixon Waters leads the Aztecs with 6. Braden Burries leads all scorers in the game, 7 for the Wildcats. But the 2 early fouls on Koa Pete, he's been sitting for a bit. He was off to a good start. Deep 3, and that's missed by Dwayne Aristode. Arizona is now 0 for 8 from deep. Reverse on the baseline, and then kicking it to the corner. Goon Guaf chases it down. Down low, Tay Simmons backs his way in, and Simmons with the strength on the block. And it's San Diego State by 7. They have led by as many as 8.
Great job there, recognizing the mismatch, taking your time in the one-on-one.
Short on a 3 from Ivan Karchenkov. It has been a rough offensive half for the Arizona Wildcats.
Big possession here by the Aztecs. They want to continue to add to this lead.
E.J. Davis short on a 3. And Arizona pulls it down. Burries for U of A. And a foul, the 2nd on Tay Simmons. 17th foul and a 1-and-1 for Arizona. It'll be Ivan Karchenkov going to the line for the Wildcats.
Roxy, you talk about where you are in the season for Arizona. They're down to an 8-man rotation, minus Koa Pete. So you've been playing essentially the majority of this half with 7 players. And you see the difference in energy right now. San Diego State more aggressive, getting to those 50-50 balls, getting deflections, making plays. Arizona a little fatigued, missing the 3s.
One more for Karchenkov, 79% from the line. Been in double figures for the last 5, and he's come on after a similar pattern to Burries, a slow start, but finding his rhythm now with this Arizona club as he hits both free throws.
Yeah, he doesn't play like a freshman at all when you talk about how aggressive he is on the offensive end.
The block shot, Motievas Krivas. And a foul committed by Magoon Guaf. And more free throws for the Wildcats.
This is just 2 experienced players right here. Vertical contest, don't commit the foul down low, and then get a piece of the shot. And at the other end, Jaden Bradley, just a smart play, slamming on the brakes and drawing the foul to get to the free throw line. And free throws really the only offense Arizona's been able to generate.
And he knew he was able to, for him to stop a lot quicker than it was for the 7-footer.
Oh, yeah.
Bradley 2 for 2 from the line. And the rebound, chasing it down, Aristode, but then throws it right to Sean Newman Jr. 2-on-2, the burst from Newman. The tip, Miles Bird, no, a second try for Bird. Well challenged, and here come the Wildcats. 3-on-2 for Jaden Bradley. Darts to the bucket, fouled by Reese Dixon Waters.
Boy, a couple of point-blank opportunities for the Aztecs, and the next thing you know, Arizona's going the other way. Krivas with the stop, and then Bradley just turns on the gas and attacks the rim, draws the foul. Arizona back at the free throw line again. And you wonder, can both teams continue at this pace for another 20 minutes after this?
Transition game of Arizona and how quick they can get up the floor. Bradley, one more coming. And a technical. Brian Dutcher was just teed up. And now being pulled back by his associate head coach, David Velasquez. Delorso will shoot the technical free throws.
And it's normal in a game like this to work the officials and have a conversation, but apparently something was said that triggered the tee.
Brian Dutcher still, I think, trying to get an explanation. Ryan Battertelli also over there to play. Peacemaker is assistant. Jaden Bradley makes it a two-point game.
A high-level game like this turns on emotion, and now a one-possession game. Here come the Tucson faithful. Can the Aztecs quiet the crowd and regain their composure?
Sean Newman Jr. Miles Bird, tough shot. Long on the three, pull down, Jaden Bradley pushing. Shot clock. Deep three, Anthony Delorso. First triple for Arizona, and the Wildcats have their first lead since the early stages.
San Diego State playing a near perfect first half. But now the momentum has swung back a little bit.
8-0 run for Arizona. Their first lead since it was 8-7.
Shot clock and game clock are nearly identical, so this may be the last play of the half.
Sean Newman Jr. Pass inside, broken up. Ivan Karchenkov from midcourt. Just 28 points, and Koa Pete picked up 2 early fouls, was handcuffed. He was off to a really good start before sitting after just 6 minutes of game time.
They say the best ability is availability, and Tommy Lloyd did what he had to do so that Koa Pete would be available for the entire second half. And Arizona can get back to their 8-man rotation instead of 7, and we'll see if it makes a difference.
LZ Harrington to miss. Bradley gets inside, and a 3 on the way. That one rims off for Ivan Karchenkov. And here come the Aztecs, 3-on-2. LZ Harrington to the bucket, and it spins in, and San Diego State seesaws in front.
Harrington with good recognition, knowing Jaden Bradley wasn't going to commit the foul.
First points for Harrington. Koa Pete the miss, but the Aztecs knock it out of bounds.
The challenge for Koa Pete is you sat there and watched the entire first half. You want to have an impact in the second half and help out your guys, but you don't want to force things, and that's a quick 3 right there by Koa.
Arizona just 1 for 12 from 3 in the game. San Diego State 1 for 7. It's not like they're lighting it up either. These are 2 teams that had been lighting it up this year. Jaden Bradley missed a good look. Miles Heide grabs the rebound for SDSU. Miles Bird launching. Too strong on the three. Offensive rebound, LZ Harrington then tried to shovel it across. It was deflected out. And San Diego State has it on the baseline. That was an impressive offensive rebound by LZ Harrington.
Soared up over Braden Burries to grab that board, give the Aztecs a second opportunity.
His aggressiveness from the Aztecs, and that was part of the theme Brian Dutcher was talking about to his team in the locker room, but they throw it away off the inbound. Braden Burries into the board by Magoon Block.
Block saw that coming a mile away, tracked it down.
Braden Burries in and out on the three, and the rebound LZ Harrington. Here comes San Diego State. So it's more of the same from the first half. LZ Harrington from deep. And the rebound, Jaden Bradley for U of A. Run to the floor, Koa Pete, right to the bucket.
The sure hands of Koa Pete, power forward that can run the court and catch it in traffic. Something he's been doing a lot this season for Arizona.
Reese Dixon Waters. In and out on the three, and the rebound, Koa Pete, outlets. Ivan Karchenkov cuts in. To the bucket, Karchenkov. Largest lead of the night for Arizona.
Two quick baskets from Arizona. Something that hadn't happened at all in the first half. Transition opening itself up for the Wildcats.
Magoon Guaf down low. Motievas Krivas rips it away, and a foul on Miles Heide of San Diego State.
We talked about the Aztecs controlling the tempo, but right here to start the second half, Arizona pushing the ball down the floor. Then transition, Krashenkov with a beautiful hezzy and step through to get a layup. These are quick baskets. Well, baskets have been hard to come by for Arizona in the first half. Two easy ones early.
Early subs for Brian Dutcher. Braden Burries will bring it up, but Dutch was talking about defensively they need to keep grinding. And then stay connected and make them feel you. This is Aztec basketball, the way we're playing.
Right, and that doesn't equate to transition threes and layups. They want to make sure Arizona continues to work for everything they get.
San Diego State just 26% shooting. Arizona not much better, 34. Turnaround jumper, Koa Pete too strong. Motievas Krivas trying to get the rebound, lost it, picked up by Tay Simmons and deflected out by Arizona.
Krashenkov motioning to the bench, telling the coaches, no, that's the right call. As Tommy Lloyd looked like he wanted to appeal, but right here you're going to see Krashenkov's hand come in and knock that out of bounds.
DJ Davis tries to turn the corner. On the timer for the Aztecs. Davis tries to split the double team, deflected out. 4 on the shot clock for San Diego State. There's a 1-point lead for Arizona at the half after closing the first half on an 8-0 run. Off the inbound, Ivan Karchenkov deflects it right back out of bounds. Reese Dixon Waters in the floater. Offensive rebound, Tay Simmons goes back up, and the Aztecs cut it to 1. A lob over the top, and the 7-2 Krivas is fouled. And 2 free throws for Motievas Krivas, junior from Lithuania. Arizona 10-0, and we've talked about already 5 top 25 wins. But in each of the last 5 games, they have won by 20 or more, including beat Abilene Christian on Tuesday, 96-62 in Tucson. And what's incredible about that game, Arizona shot 67% from the floor against Abilene Christian.
What's been consistent with Arizona in the entire non-conference is their presence in the paint. Whether it's Koa Pete or Krivas or Toby Awaka manning the boards, offensive rebounds, second chance points, that's been the telltale of this Arizona team. Creating more opportunities in the paint. And like you said, not a lot of reliance on a three-point shot, which has been abysmal for Arizona tonight.
First 2 points of the night for Krivas. Stays at this end with San Diego State. Just a 3-point lead for #1 Arizona, getting all they can handle from San Diego State. There they are, and when you're on a list like this, it goes to show you how good your defense has been. What Tony Bennett did for years at Virginia. Certainly what Keldon Sampson is doing in Houston.
Yeah, that's a recipe to win a lot of games. You hold teams under 60, there's a good chance you're walking out of there with a dub.
A big reason why 2 years ago they were playing for the national championship. Great Burries pulls it down. Here's Reese Dixon Waters. Spinning in a tough fadeaway. Rebound falls to Koa Pete. Here come the Cats.
Right now, the Aztecs need more continuity on offense. One pass and a shot. Put themselves in a great opportunity tonight.
And a tough shot, not just a shot. Braden Burries. Ivan Karchenkov, 3. He's got 9. And Arizona's got a 6-point lead. Just their second made 3 of the night.
And Roxy, this game has been a rock fight. And it feels like if someone were to get a 10-point lead, it almost feels like 20 because points are not a premium right now.
And the flip rattles out from Farrell Compton. Karchenkov. Too strong on that one. Here come the Aztecs. Reese Dixon Waters. 4 on 3. Compton down the lane. And the lay-in, Farrell Compton.
Good transition recognition right there by the Aztecs. You think that sometimes you want to pull it out and set up your offense, but right there, 4 on 3, you got to take that right to the rim.
You got to find a way to get some easy buckets on a night like tonight. And San Diego State just did. Yep. Jaden Bradley weaves his way in. Foul. We'll get to the line.
Talked about the inside presence of Arizona. They play a 4-out, 1-in, and the attention that their bigs draw get you looks like this, where you've got to back up. Look at that space. Look at the distance. Karchenkov drills a 3 because you've got to respect and defend inside out against Arizona. And honestly, with the numbers they've been putting up from 3, I'd let them shoot that too.
Jaden Bradley now 5 for 6 from the line. There are 2 lines out there. The blue one is the line we're playing for the college game, and the black line out there that's the NBA. That's what the Suns play with here.
Well, if you ask every college basketball player, they all believe they're headed to the league and they can shoot that NBA 3 no problem.
Jade Bradley too strong. Tobe Awaka the offensive rebound. That's a backbreaker, giving up an offensive rebound off a missed free throw.
It is, and 9 times out of 10, when you get an offensive rebound, it results in a bucket. And they dodge a bullet right there, come up with the defensive stop.
DJ Davis drives. A 3 from Lagoon Kwok, who has made 4 this year, but probably not the shot that Brian Dutcher wanted.
It isn't the shot you want, and it leads to 2 guys on the ball, and Arizona with another offensive rebound.
Ivan Karchenkov. That's 11 offensive rebounds for Arizona tonight. Koa Pete, foul. Bowl season rolls on Monday afternoon. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl on the blue turf in Boise. Future conference foes of San Diego State meeting. Washington State, Utah State, Monday 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app. Yes, both of those teams will be in the Conference of Champions, headed to the Pac-12. One more for Pete. The Bill Walton reference. He had sons that played for both of these teams.
That's right. Bill Walton, the beloved Wildcat.
On the drive, and LZ Harrington goes out of bounds.
And Coach Brian Dutcher cannot believe that there was no call. Now they're going to reverse it and give the ball back to the Aztecs. But right here, great drive. There's contact, but he goes straight up.
And Tommy Lloyd challenging this. The call on the floor was San Diego State ball. Brian Dutcher wanted a foul. Neither coach was happy. And now it's under review again. The call on the floor was San Diego State ball. This is an Arizona challenge.
San Diego State.
So after review, they are overturning the call. A successful challenge for Tommy Lloyd. It's an Arizona ball with 12:36 to go, and the Wildcats up 6. And Arizona does not get charged a timeout because of the successful challenge. They do keep a challenge. They only have one remaining. Even if they're successful on the next one, doesn't matter. That's it. That's the last one they have tonight. And Brian Dutcher's frustrated because feeling there should have been a foul called. And the problem with the officiating, and I feel for the referees in terms of the rules now, because they can't go back, even though there appeared to be a foul. And San Diego State probably should have free throws, Corey.
Yeah.
They can't retroactively call the foul. They have to stick with their call as they see it in terms of the possession. As Miles Bird just called for a foul.
You can't go back and look at a replay and create a call that wasn't made. And Coach Brian Dutcher is upset, and rightfully so. There was enough contact there from Awaka to result in free throws, I thought. Starting to get a little chippy out there. Del Orso being aggressive with the ball. San Diego State, that's been their approach this whole game.
Underneath, Tobe Awaka. First points for Awaka tonight. And the largest lead for the Arizona Wildcats. Number 1 is up 8. Nice pass, Miles Bird. And Magoon Guaf foul. 2 free throws for the Aztecs, but Arizona asserting themselves inside.
Arizona absolutely taking control of the paint. Awaka, too, doing Arizona things, being physical, second effort, offensive rebounds. They've got 11 on the game, but drawn fouls, 14 drawn fouls just from being physical and assertive. That's Arizona basketball, but tonight it's also been Aztec basketball. They've got 10 offensive rebounds and are playing extremely well.
Arizona's a +8 on the glass tonight as Magoon Guaf, 71% for the line. The sophomore, the 7-footer, 2 shots. And the first one rattles in. He's got 3 points tonight. Last year's Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Year. He led the Mountain West in blocked shots a year ago, despite having a season cut short. Missed the second. Motievas Krivas the rebound.
Set play out of a timeout for Arizona.
Anthony Del Orso. Three! Third three for the Wildcats tonight. And they're up by 10. Real danger zone now for San Diego State.
They need to get downhill. Like Coach Brian Dutcher said, abandon the jump shooting, playing into the hands of Arizona.
Tobe Awaka down low. Dwayne Aristone, back-to-back threes.
They got to get a timeout.
Arizona finally knocking down threes.
At one point, Arizona 1 for 12 from beyond the arc, but in a flash, the Wildcats knocked down back-to-back triples, and this arena has come alive. Dwayne Aristo dials in a line drive triple. Tommy Lloyd says, attaboy, as the Wildcats trying to pull away from a very pesky San Diego State team.
Finally, the long ball going down for Arizona. But the story is Arizona's defense tonight. Corey, the Wildcats are holding San Diego State to 24% from the floor.
And it's partly because of the type of offense that the Aztecs are playing. In the first half, they were attacking the rim. They were getting to the free throw line. They were forcing the issue, drawing fouls against Arizona. They've abandoned that here in the second half and are relying on the perimeter jumper, and they haven't been knocking it down.
And they've outscored San Diego State 19-7 since halftime. And this run started with that 8-0 run to close the half. So if you go back, Arizona is outscored San Diego State 27-7.
Part of the problem is Krivas in the middle for Arizona. His presence has derailed a lot of offensive opportunity for the Aztecs.
Gobbles up so much space.
And if I'm San Diego State, I want to attack and put him in foul trouble, but yet guys are unwilling to challenge him when they do penetrate.
Arrow stays with Arizona. Where could Brian Dutcher turn to for offense?
Well, I think B.J. Davis has to step up and try to create some plays. He's a guy with the ball in his hand. He can make a lot of things happen, but it's going to be a team effort trying to get layups.
Right to the bucket. And Tobe Awaka rips the rebound away and a foul. It is not for the faint of heart in the lane.
This Arizona team, when that shot goes up, you see 3 jerseys going after it on offense. And that's been a trademark of them for the entire season.
Third foul on Miles Heide. Anthony Del Orso. And the rebound, there is Miles Heide. B.J. Davis.
Davis and Bird have to try to assert themselves offensively. There's too much of a scoring drought for the Aztecs.
Miles Heide by himself for San Diego State.
Great look, miscommunication by Arizona. Easy 2 for San Diego State.
Lead 11. Jaden Bradley. Anthony Del Orso. 3! Del Orso has come alive from deep. Jade Bradley. And Krivas gets leveled as Bradley went down also.
Roxy, what you're seeing is a trend. This is something Arizona works on. Aristote on the penetration, Del Orso on the fade. He knocks down the three. He doesn't even know that he's there, but he feels that he's there, and this is repetition. Arizona penetrate, fade, and kick, sticking the three. Great complementary basketball.
Second foul in Reese, Sticks, and Waters, but there's what Del Orso has done tonight. 3 threes. Arizona's made 5. 1-1 for Motievas Krivas. As the Wildcats are in the bonus. Arizona, by the way, has called for only 1 foul in the second half. And it rolls in for Krivas.
And you're not going to get fouls unless you attack the rim. They were living at the free throw line in the first half because they were aggressive and they really just started shooting jumpers, and you're not going to get whistles on jump shots.
Bodies crashing to the deck. And Arizona grabs the offensive rebound off the missed free throw. Bradley will get to the line. Lagoon Guaf with the foul.
You're starting to see the body language change for both teams. You're starting to see Arizona feel like they can take control of this game, and the Aztecs, every offensive rebound is a little demoralizing. They got to fight against that emotion. They played with such great intensity the opening minutes of this game. They seem to have lost their way a little bit.
One more for Bradley. NCAA Women's Volleyball National Championship match is tomorrow afternoon. 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. The first between SEC teams. 3 seed Texas A&M and number 1 seed Kentucky at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. An all SEC final. And just like that, Arizona's up 17. 12-2 run for the Wildcats and 16-3 if you go further out. 33-9 since late in the first half. Dixon Waters, and he is leveled and will get to the foul line.
That's the price you have to be willing to pay against Arizona. San Diego State, very good off the bounce, quick players that can get to the rim. They'll get a pair of free throws here. They need more of that and a lot more of that over the next 8 minutes.
Second on Tobe Owaka. And Dixon Waters hits the first free throw, but San Diego State finally getting to the free throw line. And they're 13 of 15 from the stripe.
Yeah, and it's been paying great dividends. Arizona was definitely not in rhythm in the first half, committing fouls, turning the ball over, not handling the pressure well.
And Reese Dixon Waters with the bump. You mentioned the body language has changed for Arizona.
It's all about emotion for the Wildcats. Seeing the ball go through the hoop. The Wildcats have turned it, dialing in from beyond the arc, cracking this game wide open. It took them a while, but the Wildcats found their stride. San Diego State trying to keep pace with Arizona offensively, and it has not gone well here in the second half for the Aztecs.
In Arizona, just 28 points in the first half. The fewest they have scored in a half this season, tied with their game against UCLA when they had 28 in the first half against the Bruins. But yet they closed the first half strong on that 8-0 run to take a 1-point lead. And it's been all Arizona basically in the second half. As the 1-1 missed out of bounds, it belongs to San Diego State.
And you talk about that run right before the end of the half. That really did put the game back in play because The Aztecs had firm control of the game up until that point.
They controlled it for the first 18 minutes.
First 18 minutes, they had the #1 team in the country exactly where they wanted them. Arizona was searching for answers. Koa Pete on the bench with 2 fouls, and now it's the Wildcats.
And the arrow belongs to San Diego State. The hustle by Dwayne Aristo. .7:44 to go. Brian Dutcher trying to get something generated offensively. Seven-footer and the fadeaway by Magoon Gua.
You got Koa Pete with 3 fouls. You have to attack him. You know he's mindful of his foul situation. The fadeaway is not the shot you want.
Anthony Del Orso. The Sticks and Waters couldn't keep up on his feet and just tried to tip it free, but Arizona gets it back. Del Orso swatted at the rim.
Great defense by San Diego State.
Fires. And Anthony Del Orso missed a 3, but there's Tobe Awaka. 17 offensive rebounds for the Arizona Wildcats. The double bonus now for Arizona. 4th on Pharaoh Compton.
Roxy, I've said this before, and I don't mean any hyperbole at all. I don't know that there's a stronger player in the country than Tobe Awaka. He literally moves men out of the way and collects rebounds like no player I've seen in college basketball this year.
I can't wait to watch them play Houston.
That's gonna, oh my goodness.
That will not be for the faint of heart.
We'll be working somewhere that night.
1 out of 2 for Tobe Awaka. BJ Davis. Arizona with the rebound. 6.5 minutes to go and a 16-point lead for #1 Arizona, who trailed by as many as 8 in the first half. Tobe Awaka underneath. Sticks and Waters, pull-up jumper. And the rebound grab by Tobe Awaka. 12 rebounds for Awaka. Koa Pete drives the baseline, and San Diego State comes away with it. Pharaoh Compton taken right back as San Diego State gives it away.
A great defensive possession by the Aztecs, and then the turnover. Trying to create something. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get buckets in a hurry.
Jaden Bradley denied at the rim. Coming over was Pharaoh Compton.
The execution from the Arizona Wildcats has been decent here tonight. You're going to see a set play where they're going to set a back screen for Tobe Awaka, have him come right to the block, and it's just about communications. There you're going to see a solid screen, frees up Awaka, pocket pass, easy 2.
Five minutes to go. Koa Pete. The kick out. Braden Burries. And the rebound there is Tobe Awaka again! He has been a monster inside.
I jokingly call him Thanos, but I'm not joking anymore. It's ridiculous.
And the floater rattles in for LZ Harrington. 13 rebounds for Owaka with 7 points, 6 offensive rebounds, and a timeout. Arizona had trouble getting it in. 18-point lead. Arizona leading the San Diego State Aztecs. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball.
Have to have more heart and more grit, and you can make plays like that and impact the game. Toby Owaka, the ultimate blue-collar player in the paint for Arizona. You see the rebounds in the second half, just dominating.
18-point Arizona lead, and the Wildcats are now a plus 22 on the glass. Arizona has 20 offensive rebounds tonight.
And I think back to the UConn game where Coach Danny Hurley said he wasn't really impressed with the way his guys fought, and he felt like it was a street fight taking place and his guys didn't engage. And Arizona forces you to engage in the paint. You have to match their physicality, otherwise they'll just keep doing it to you all night long.
Tobe Owaka steamrolls his way inside.
Tommy Lloyd, set play, out of a timeout, wants to get the ball to the workman and give him a little reward for everything he's done tonight. Toby takes it right to the Bragg, straight line drive.
Don't look now, but Arizona's got a 20-point lead. Reese Dixon Waters at as good a look as San Diego State will have all night. And rebound number 14 for Tobe Owaka. Second time in the last 3 games that Owaka and Motievas Kribas have had double-digit rebounds in the same game. Owaka's scored the last 8 for the Cats.
And it is unfathomable that San Diego State has only scored 13 points this half.
Jaden Bradley now in double figures. He's got 11. Disastrous second half for San Diego State. And a foul, the 4th on Koa Pete, and Miles Heide will shoot 2. Tomorrow, more basketball on ESPN and the ESPN app. The 2nd annual Invisalign Bay Area Women's Classic. Old rivals square off in both matchups. Stanford hosting Oregon. And it's Kate Pay's team taking on Kelly Graves Ducks. That's at 6 Eastern. And then Jazzy Davidson, Lindsey Gottlieb's number 19. USC Trojans take on California Golden Bears at the Chase Center in San Francisco. 2 good ones before the teams are off for the holiday break. One more for Miles Heide. Missed both. Tobe Owaka rips it away. "15 rebounds for Owaka. He had 18 in a game earlier this year, and a foul will get Ivan Karchenkov to the line for the Wildcats. Arizona with balanced scoring. And again, they haven't exactly been in a good rhythm offensively, but they have fought their way.
Yeah, you're looking at a
to
team.
A big lead.
Yeah, they may end up with 5 guys in double figures on a night where they were absolutely horrid from 3. Look at 5 of 22, 5 of 23, 22% from 3. Not a great shooting night for the Arizona Wildcats, but the offensive rebounds, a few transition buckets, and they've been able to surge ahead in this game.
Ivan Karchenkov makes the 2nd. He's in double digits with 10. Bradley with 11, and then 10 each for Karchenkov and Anthony Delorso. And nobody in double figures for San Diego State. Reese Dixon Waters has 8. And a foul on Braden Burries. Just the 14th foul on the Wildcats. So we've talked about the numbers and the struggles they've had for three. Should Arizona be concerned, Corey, about the three-point shooting?
After tonight, I would say yes, because this was a game that, had they shot the ball well in the first half, maybe it wouldn't have been as close. Is it Achilles' heel for Arizona? I wouldn't say just that, but I definitely think it should be addressed. 5 for 23 in a game against a quality opponent like this, that's unacceptable. They've got to shoot the ball better from the perimeter. They didn't pay for it tonight, but it could come back to bite them.
The impressive thing, though, for Arizona is the way they can adjust. Okay, tonight the offense wasn't there. Now, they battled a lower-level opponent earlier this week in Abilene Christian on Tuesday. They scored 96 points. Tonight has been a struggle offensively, but up over everybody.
On a night where the superstar freshman didn't exactly be super, you see flashes of brilliance. Koa Pete goes up. Big-time play.
Arizona's up 25 now. They've outscored San Diego State, even with that bucket by Miles Bird, 37-15 in the second half. They have just put the clamps on San Diego State here.
San Diego State abandoned their style of play. You've got to give Arizona some credit, in terms of tightening up their offense, but it was San Diego State that went away from their game plan early on.
Braden Burry's a three. He's got 10. Completely different story for the Wildcats in the second half.
And the score will be no indication of what this game was actually like. San Diego State, a very talented team, loaded with talent. But Roxy, it's been plays like this for Arizona, getting the crowd to their feet. Arizona finding its rhythm, getting out in transition, blowing this game wide open. Burry's finally connected from three. All things are Arizona here in the second half.
And mass subs for Tommy Lloyd. Emptying the bench. Here's Miles Bird. Guarded by Addison Arnold. And he had a big night last night at a team meeting. And Addison Arnold, late last night, was awarded a scholarship. The walk-on was given a scholarship in a great moment. And those are some of the best videos you see across the country. And his certainly was special last night. Miles Bird at the line. Here's
Addison Arnold gives it up for you guys every single day. This dude has had each of our backs, mine, coaches, the coaching staff, players, from day one, from the first time Coach Lloyd got here. And so right now, Coleman, get Addison that pen. AD, you need that pen. Oh, because thanks to Coach, you need to sign your scholarship paper.
Walk-on, sophomore from Simi Valley. His dad, by the way, Gib Arnold, works on the Washington staff for Danny Sprinkle, former head coach, University of Hawaii. A great basketball family. And that three-way off from Sven Jotmo. And with 20 seconds to go, here comes Miles Bird, the lob ahead, and the slam by Pharaoh Compton.
Wow. Beautiful play right there by the Aztecs. Compton with unbelievable bounce.
Evan Nelson will run out the clock. And the #1 team in the country got a scare early, trailing by as many as 8. They erupted in the second half, scoring 40. They hold San Diego State to 18. The fewest points allowed in a half by Arizona this season. They are 11-0, winning each of their last 6 by at least 20 games. For Corey Williams and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein, so long from Phoenix. #1.